Lately, you've been wanting to be alone, not because you hate people, but because something in you feels drained. Tired of the noise, tired of pretending, tired of conversations that never touch anything real. You don't crave isolation, you crave oxygen. Space where your mind can breathe, where you don't have to perform, explain, or shrink yourself just to be understood. And that quiet pull towards solitude might mean a lot more than you think. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet he would retreat into silence to write, and remind himself that the mind grows stronger when it returns inward. Seneca called solitude the workshop of the wise, the place where character is built without applause. And Epictetus warned that most people fear being alone because that's when they finally meet their own thoughts. Here's the truth. Solitude isn't the absence of people, it's the presence of you. So if you've been turning down invitations, choosing quiet over crowds, and losing interest in constant stimulation, don't rush to fix it like something is broken. Maybe nothing is broken. Maybe something is waking up. In this video, we'll break down why your desire to be alone can be one of the clearest signs that you're becoming stronger, more aware, more grounded, and harder to manipulate by the noise of the world. Most of us were trained from childhood to look outward, to chase approval, to measure our worth by attention, likes, invitations, and how many people get us. We learn to perform, adjusting our tone, our opinions, even our personality, just to fit the room. But then something shifts. You get tired of acting, tired of being on, tired of explaining yourself to people who only listen to respond, not to understand. And that's when solitude starts calling, not as an escape, but as a return. In quiet, the world's noise finally turns down. And for the first time in a long time, you can actually hear yourself, your real thoughts, your real values, your real limits. You realize peace doesn't need witnesses to be real. It doesn't need an audience, validation, or permission. This isn't loneliness, it's reconnection. Solitude becomes the place where you stop outsourcing your identity to other people's opinions, where you remember who you were before the world told you who to be, where you rebuild your inner voice, stronger, clearer, and harder to drown out. And when you can sit with yourself and feel okay, when your own company is enough, that's not weakness, that's power. At first, you might think something's wrong with you. The things that used to excite you don't hit the same anymore. Crowds feel heavy, small talk feels cheap. Random noise, pointless drama, constant notifications, suddenly it all feels exhausting. But that's not emptiness, that's clarity. You're not becoming cold, you're becoming selective. You're learning to prefer calm over chaos, depth over distraction, meaning over attention. And once you experience real inner stillness, the world's chaos starts to feel unbearable, like junk food after you've eaten clean for a while. The Stoics would call this freedom. When your peace no longer depends on what other people do, say, or think. When your mood isn't rented out to the environment. When you don't need noise to feel alive. Here's a simple test. Sit alone for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no scrolling, no just checking. At first, your mind will fight it because it's addicted to stimulation. But if you stay, you'll feel your breath slow down, your shoulders drop, your thoughts get sharper. You'll realize solitude isn't empty. It's full of everything you've been too distracted to hear. And that's why peace becomes addictive. It's not a vibe, it's a weapon. High-status CTA. If you're the kind of person who chooses mastery over noise, comment 1. Not for me, for you. That 1 is your signal that you're done living on the world's volume. We live in a world that worships noise. Busy is a badge of honor. Constant talking equals social. Constant movement equals ambition. And if you're not always available, always reacting, always performing, people start getting uncomfortable. Not because you did something wrong, because your calm exposes their chaos. When you stop chasing every invite, every argument, every trend, it triggers something in others. They're used to relationships built on entertainment, validation, and emotional ping-pong. So when you show up with quiet confidence, less explaining, less proving, less scrambling, they label it as cold, distant, or changed. But what's really happening is simple. Your silence removes the distraction they rely on. Stillness is threatening to people who don't know how to sit with themselves. Your boundaries feel like rejection to those who live on approval. Your peace looks like arrogance to those addicted to drama. And here's the Stoic lesson. You don't need to defend your calm. You don't owe the world a performance. When your energy becomes protected, you stop being easy to manipulate. You stop being pulled into pointless conversations and emotional traps. You choose your battles. You choose your people. You choose your life. So if they call you distant, good. That might be the clearest proof you're finally close to yourself. When life gets loud, your mind gets messy. You react instead of choose. You consume instead of reflect. And that's how people stay stuck, moving non-stop yet going nowhere. Solitude interrupts that cycle. It's not a dark place. It's a reset. A clean room for your thoughts. Because clarity doesn't come from more opinions, more noise, more conversations. Clarity comes from silence, long enough for the truth to surface. Think about it. Before a painting becomes art, there's a blank canvas. Before a strong decision, there's an uncomfortable pause. Before you level up, there's usually a season where you feel off, detached, even misunderstood. That's not failure, that's transition. In solitude, you start separating what you actually want from what you were trained to want. You notice which goals are yours, and which ones were borrowed from fear, ego, or the need to impress. You stop negotiating your values just to stay included. You stop living on autopilot. And slowly, the fog clears. You don't become anti-social, you become intentional. You don't lose people, you lose distractions. You don't fall apart, you reorganize. So if you're in a phase where being alone feels necessary, don't panic. You might be standing on the bridge, the one that takes you from a noisy, confused version of life to a focused, clear, and unshakable one. So if you've been craving solitude, don't label it as something's wrong with me. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes it's your system protecting you. Sometimes it's your mind finally refusing to live on the world's volume. The Stoics didn't see being alone as punishment. They saw it as training, a return to what's real. Because solitude isn't about rejecting people, it's about reclaiming yourself. It's where you stop performing, stop chasing approval, and start building a life that actually fits. And here's the shift that changes everything. When you're comfortable alone, you become dangerous in the best way. Harder to manipulate, harder to distract, harder to break. You don't need constant stimulation to feel alive, and you don't need constant company to feel valuable. You start choosing your relationships instead of needing them. You start choosing your goals instead of copying them. You start choosing peace, not as a luxury, but as a standard. So the next time you feel that pull to be alone, don't run from it. Use it. Sit in it. Let it sharpen you. Let it reveal what you've been too busy to notice. If this hits something real in you, subscribe to the channel because we're going deeper into Stoic lessons that build calm, power, and clarity in a world that's addicted to noise.